What's going on, everyone? So, the Wayans brothers were set to return to do the upcoming Scary Movie 6. And outside of the Wayans brothers, right, when you think of Scary Movie, there's a handful of things, right? Wayans brothers, obviously Ghostface, like the what's up type thing, and Anna Faris as Sydney and Regina Hall as Brenda, right? Those two, you could argue more than anything, are the two things, or the two constants, particularly for the entire franchise of Scary Movie, because they've been in pretty much every film, or most of the films, right? So they are two of the characters that the big question was, are they going to return for the upcoming Scary Movie 6, right? Because it's like, you need to have Brenda, you need to have Sydney. If you don't have those two in Scary Movie, is it really a scary movie, right? It felt that way after the Wayans brothers departed, but then you got another 3 films after that, right? And you had Brenda and Sydney in all those films. And now we got confirmation that both Regina Hall as well as Anna Faris are expected to return for the upcoming Scary Movie 6. So Scary Movie is set to release on June 12th, 2026. So we're still a ways away. We're still a good year away. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see kind of like what horror franchises are they going to kind of make fun of and poke at. There is a whole treasure trove since the last Scary Movie film that they can kind of pick from and do various things. We're supposed to be getting Ghostface back, which makes sense. And you can also kind of tie into like the trend in Hollywood, particularly with horror movies, which is like the requel or the direct sequels, right? Like, the legacy films. You could really do something fun with the Wayans brothers, with Regina and Anna, and have them return and kind of tie in and make fun of the whole, like legacy. The characters have to return, and there's some new rules, right, in the modern era, and you have Scream that is coming out with the new film, right? You have things like Terrifier and the Conjuring franchise and all of these franchises that you can kind of pick from, really make it a very interesting film. Even kind of make fun of some of the sci-fi stuff, right? You saw like with War of the Worlds is a great example, how they had that kind of tie-in, things that weren't just like direct horror, kind of sci-fi things. Like Alien has been a big thing. So, and all these kind of like weird, artsy, kind of abstract horror films, right? So like maybe we do get something like that. Where has Brenda and Sydney been? Where are they when we get caught up to them? Do they have families? Is it just them? Are they like roommates? Are they best friends? Like there's a lot that you can kind of explore and tie into, right? Scream 7, for example. You're supposed to see Sydney and her family. She's supposed to have children. She's supposed to have a husband. Do they kind of mimic that? Do they kind of mirror that? Do they kind of go that route? Is Brenda out there living her best life? Last we saw, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like the last Scary Movie film, she had a baby with Jigsaw, right? Wasn't that something that happened? Is that something that we end up getting where she still has the kid, or is that something that's just like, that was from, the non-Wayans film, so we're going to kind of leave that alone? Or are they going to tie into that? Is that going to be something that they talk about or mention, right? Like, even like Scary Movie 2, everybody came back and they were just like, they were all the ones that survived the massacre. And it was like, wait, we clearly saw all of them like die, right? Like, I guess technically the only one was Shannon Elizabeth's character when she was the severed head, but I'm a talking severed head, right? So, but that's the thing, right? Like, it's at the end of the day all about good fun, good comedy. I hope that they push the boundaries. Personally, that's just me. I do feel like cancel culture isn't as bad as it was, several years ago, like where you couldn't talk about or you couldn't make fun of or you couldn't do anything. I feel like we kind of are having this resurgence of comedy and these resurgence. I mean, obviously everything has like boundaries and stuff like that, but like I don't want this to be this suppressed, almost just you can't even say anything. Can't, like, no, like, give them the green light, right? Like, let's get a good movie. Right, like Scary Movie, it's not this safe film. It's always been kind of raunchy, always a little like kind of just like out there. Some of the jokes are little like like it's what it's supposed to be. I mean, you had Carmen Electra running down in lingerie. And the you guys know I'm trying to be careful at what I say because of YouTube, right? I don't want to get this like age restricted or anything, but like, she's running down doing the thing, and then all of the jokes, the Miss Teen, she's so fine, right? Like that whole speech, and where he's like, hey, she's running down the beach, and like there's just like these like just over the top jokes that a couple years ago you wouldn't have been able to do. Right, like I look at some of these films, some of these like great like films that we look back on and we all just love and are like, man, right? Like Tropic Thunder. You could never do a Tropic Thunder movie in today's climate, right? Like people would lose their minds, right? Like that movie would never even see the light of day because people would be rioting, right? Like it's just like I again, I'm not saying it has to be that extreme, but like. No, I hope that they take the time to really kind of flush out some good, just comedic skits. I hope it's not something where we watch just like, oh, here we go, a bunch of silly nonsense that's not even really funny, and just, they're trying to kind of pander to everybody, because that never works, right? You got to pick a lane and let the audience find it. It's usually how it goes. But with Anna Faris, with, Regina Hall, the two of them kind of returning to the fold, right? They have a good pulse, they've always been able to kind of get to that line in the Scary Movie franchise. I'm really excited to kind of see that, right? And was it Mom? I think that was the name of the show, Anna Faris. So like even I've seen a couple episodes of that. Like that was, the comedic like that, and like Two Broke Girls and stuff like that. Like that was like a, trend. So, again, they've been in the comedic space for some time. I mean, Anna Faris, that like, what was it? House Money, right? Like that movie and stuff. So she's at her way of like, just like the little over the top comedy, and something that I want. Cause I mean, like the classic Scary Movie to this day is just like one of my favorite movies ever. I love that movie. Right? Like it ruins Scream for me every time I watch Scream. Like, because there's parts that I just start cracking up in because I'm thinking about Scary Movie and not Scream. So hopefully we get that, just the better balance. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Are you excited that Brenda and Cindy are back? Do you think like, nah, it's like, you should have just went in a different direction? I personally think that they needed to be back. I think you bring everybody back. You kind of get a new, fresh, Scary Movie, kind of play into the requel element of it and all that stuff. I think that would be pretty cool. It's something that I would personally be excited for, and I'm looking forward to. But again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.